Family. There's a famous song, I think it's by the Beach Boys. It's called Be True to Your School. It says, I'm not going to sing, really, because you don't want me to, I don't think. Although I enjoy singing. But it says, be true to your school just like you would be to your girl. And it's the same thing with family. I knew someone once who said that, uh, his family was not his family, that he had to find his true spiritual family. And it is, which is like total garbage in a sense, but I'm going to get into that because everything is nuanced, I think. But, it is true, that expression that you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. I believe, and I can't prove this is just my own personal belief, that we're born into soul situations that we choose for our growth. It's not always what we want, but it's what's going to help us grow. So I think we actually choose our families. And, some people grow up in very bad families, and I'm not saying there's ever any kind of excuse, for bad families. You should distance yourself or do whatever is appropriate, if you're in a situation that is not healthy. And I would encourage anybody to do that, because you can't love other people until you love yourself. But at the same time, there's always two sides to a coin. It's good to have charity. Sometimes you can love people and forgive people in person and have a relationship with them. Sometimes you can only forgive people, in your mind, and you have to distance yourself or remove yourself from the relationship to have a healthy life. And some families are great to begin with. They're very empowering and loving, and that gives a person a great start in the world, because if you feel that, support and emotional security, then it's easier to trust the world. Things can be overcome. People are very resilient, and they find that the most successful people are the most resilient. I don't know if it's nature or nurture, but I think there is some hard wiring involved. I think there's some also environment involved, but some people are just more resilient than other people and seem to be almost born that way, perhaps, that they just bounce back from things much more quickly, and they take setbacks as learning experiences and opportunities. They find that proverbial silver lining and make lemonade out of lemons. In regards to family, you could be devoted to. Some people try to bite off more than they can chew. There's a famous expression, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. People want to overreach, and they want to be glorified. Your family doesn't always glorify you because they know all your warts, and everybody has warts. So, families can be very grounding, but families can also obviously be extremely loving and supportive. And, it's important to try to get the best out of every relationship, to reframe it in your mind if necessary. But when I say devotion, I think in life sometimes we try to, or some people to just be famous or just be loved by everybody. But, God or life or whatever you believe in sometimes gives us a set amount of people that we're supposed to be loyal and dedicated to. And the reason I say that is because you can't have great effects in the world if you're not really devoted to people and they really learn to trust you. Whether it be a company or a relationship or like the Beach Boys song, "Be True to Your School." It's important to carve out, and I'm not saying to have a small life, because it's important to think big, but think big and execute small. The time to move on, is after you've built up a core group of people that really trust and believe in you. Like there's that idea of 100 raving fans. People want to have 10 million customers, but it's a mile wide but an inch deep. That is not success. Success is having a core group of people that love you, care about you, will support you, buy all your products. 100 raving fans, and that can include your family, or it can include your family and other people, or just other people. But in regard to your family, try to love them. That doesn't mean accept all the craziness if there's craziness. That doesn't mean just let people do whatever they want to do. But, find forgiveness in yourself and in your heart. Now, you might say to yourself, well, I don't choose to forgive people. Forgiving people doesn't mean that you let yourself get abused. And I'm not saying, some families are abusive and some aren't. That's for each individual person to decide. But you can remove yourself from a situation and still feel love and forgiveness in your heart, or you could have like a certain kind of relationship that is helpful to the other person but not harmful to you, if you structure it correctly. So, family teaches us, they say blood is thicker than water. I mean, I think you can love other people just as much as you love your family, but family is primary in some sense. And I think that we have to all come to terms with our families in a loving and productive way. And for some people, that's just easy and natural because things will go great. And for other people, that's more a work in progress.